Hello, my name is Sonali. Welcome back to another episode of Around the World. In times of conflict, the world often finds itself divided into opposing factions, and the Israel-Hamas war is a clear illustration of this phenomenon. The ongoing war between Israel and Hamas has brought the world to a critical juncture, with the landscape of the conflict evolving daily. On October 7th of last year, Hamas launched an attack on Israel, igniting a new war that has continued to shape global dynamics. Each day reveals new twists and turns in this 9-month-long conflict, painting a complex and ever-changing picture of the strife. As the world watches, this war underscores the profound impact of such divisions on international peace and stability. In this regard, the Government of India has released the first installment of $2.5 million to UNRWA, that is, United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian Refugees for the year 2024-25. Also, India will help Palestine with $5 million this year. In such a situation, it is natural to raise the question that why is India helping Palestine? At the same time, what will be the impact of this step on India-Israel relations? We will know the answers to all these questions through this episode. But first, let us know the history of India-Palestine relations. India's support for the Palestinian issue has been an integral part of the country's foreign policy. If we go through the pages of history, we get to know that in the year 1947, India voted against the partition of Palestine in the United Nations General Assembly, while in the year 1974, it was the first non-Arab country to recognize the Palestinian Liberation Organization as the sole and legitimate representative of the Palestinian people. Also, India was one of the first countries to recognize Palestine in 1988. Increasing its activism in the region, India opened its representative office in Gaza in the year 1996, which was later shifted to Ramallah in 2003. At the same time, India has always played an active role in garnering support for the Palestinian issue on multilateral forums. Obviously, India has always supported the two-state solution, which Israel has been rejecting. On the other hand, India also has good relations with Arab countries, and it is worth noting here that most Arab countries support Palestine. However, India does not want to offend any party and has been trying to strike a balance with its diplomatic strategy. This is the reason that on the one hand, India condemned the attack launched by Hamas during the Israel-Hamas war by calling it a terrorist attack. On the other hand, it also extended a helping hand to the Palestinian refugees. Although this is not the first time that India has helped Palestine, in fact, in the last few years, India has cooperated in various types of developmental projects in Palestine. In the year 2011, India also voted in favor of Palestine becoming a full member of UNESCO. Apart from this, in the year 2018, an Indian Prime Minister set foot on the soil of Palestine for the first time. Since India is not unaware that its neighboring country China is in the race to become a global power and is also making many diplomatic moves which include reaching out to the Gulf countries and the Middle East. Therefore, India is also balancing the equation of international politics, keeping its interest in mind. In fact, before the Israel-Hamas war, India was ready to work in the strategic reality after the Abraham Accords through its cooperation with Arabs, Israelis, and Americans. But in the current circumstances, Arab-Israeli reconciliation is stalled. At the same time, the truth of the relationship between Saudi Arabia and Israel is not hidden from anyone. So it is obvious that the India-Middle East-Europe economic corridor will also be affected by these circumstances. And on the other hand, if the Houthi group continues to target ships in the Red Sea, it will cause permanent economic pain for India. In such a situation, the immediate end of the war, restoration of order, and stability in West Asia will prove beneficial for India. According to experts, the impact of India-Palestine relations will not affect its relations with Israel. Since the foreign policy of any country does not only include establishing bilateral relations with other countries, but attention is also paid to how to build its image in the global system. Actually, India has tried to keep its relations with Israel limited to Israel and its relations with Palestine limited to Palestine. This is called pragmatism in foreign policy. In this, countries protect their relations and, if needed, take such steps which also reflect their belief in democracy, the country's image, and international justice. So that's all in today's episode. See you in the next episode. But before that, let's note down a question based on today's story. India's ability to maintain a balance between Israel and Palestine highlights its nuanced and pragmatic approach to foreign policy. Discuss. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.